How are you? I am well, thank you.
Take a close look.
We got about 7 hamburgers over there.
What do you see?
Free hot dogs, free hamburgers.
The children are being children,
Can you spin me, Mama?
while the grown-ups are settling in.
You better get them burgers, man. They juicy.
This is the north end of Hartford.
I'm cooking for the community. All the young people, all the old people. We trying to build relationships.
A section of the city that's no stranger to darker days.
We have to heal the village.
Deacon Art Miller believes Hartford can change. Because he's seen America change before his eyes. It was 1957 in Chatham, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. His family was the new face in town.
My dad looks like he's Italian. And so when they decided to buy the house in this community, my father went alone to buy the house. And there was somewhat of a surprise when we all showed up.
When school began, Miller met Victoria Hawkins, a girl that would change his life. She liked Miller and would write him notes asking if he liked her back.
And she insisted on writing the notes continuously, and I insisted on throwing them away.
This went on for years, and Victoria Hawkins was bullied for it. Miller never stood up for her and vowed to make a change.
And I promised myself I'd never, ever sit down when someone else is in pain simply because of my fear.
He'd get that chance just a short while later. He had another friend and schoolmate who would not only change his life, but also America as he knew it.
Emmett, we called him Bo, was 14 in 1955.
Emmett Till. This little boy was Miller's family friend. They would play all day long with Till through the ups and downs.
Bo had polio when he was young, and he was out of school for a year. He had a speech impediment, and he would whistle when he tried to talk.
One Chicago summer, Till would travel to Money, Mississippi to spend time with his family between school years. On August 24th, 1955, initial reports alleged Till flirted with a white cashier. 4 days later, 2 white men tortured and murdered Till. His crime? A little black boy whistled at a white woman. Is this all it takes?
I completely and profoundly and spiritually disagree, because it puts the onus of being killed on Emmett. That's not where it belongs.
Miller says the 2 men weren't the real culprits in the crime.
Emmett Till was murdered because that community was filled with hatred. Its very social fabric was founded on hatred.
And Till wasn't the only victim.
We don't know what Bo could have done. And all of this hatred over the years, the people who were killed, what was killed? Intellect, music, miracles. All of these things were killed because of hatred.
This realization refocused his life.
You know, the old African proverb, it takes a village to raise a child, is true. The unfortunate reality is right now our village is sick.
We shall overcome.
Till's death sparked the Civil Rights Movement, an effort that provided Miller a second home. It was his chance to heal the American village. He was thrown in jail for his activism, but would go on to live a life of social change, keeping his promise he made to himself years prior.
People identify with Victoria Hawkins and the need to protect her through their own actions.
Miller made his way to Connecticut, where he runs a program that takes in murderers and criminals in order to change their lives.
It's up to me then to let people go, for them to then, to do their work in the community. Warren, I've known him for about 10 years.
It's an effort.
So you playing kickball with us?
That seems to be working.
I sold drugs. I sold to people's mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles.
Miller found Hardy in a jail cell.
When he got out of prison, I was mentoring him, and my office paid for him to go through a program.
That program led to a college degree and a new life.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you live at. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter the car you drive. That we all need to come together and make a difference in every community, that exists.
I am so glad you're here.
Hardy says Miller saved his life. All Miller wants to do is make sure the village that killed Emmett Till becomes the village that protects the next one.
Maybe one day, if I'm lucky enough to get to heaven, God will say, come on home, Deke, I want you to see the miracles that happened because you stood up.
In Hartford, Ejiochi, Fox 61 News.
It's just good having everybody here.